interact with club members and provide you a point of contact for club executive board members. This net may be interrupted at any time for emergencies or priority traffic. If you need to use the system for an emergency during the net, say break and give it your call sign. We will acknowledge you and suspend the net until you advise us that you are clear. Is there any emergency or priority traffic at this time? All licensed amateur radio operators with 70-centimeter privileges are encouraged to check into this net. Club membership is encouraged but not required for participation in the net. This net will begin as a directed net and shift into an open net. There will be opportunities for stations with equipment to announce their items. Check-ins are requested for the purpose of counting participation with no checkout required. Once all stations are checked in, Net Control will ask Club Executive Board if they have any announcements, and then we'll call for announcements from any other operators. Please be courteous once the formal part of the net is over and allow for a break from other stations to be part of the conversation. When checking in, please give your call sign slowly using ITU phonetic alphabet. Tonight we've had 15 early check-ins. I will now start by taking check-in from club board members. Club board members who have not checked in earlier, please check in at this time.
This is Golf Echo Sierra N7GES Kevin in Fort Collins, and I have announcements.
Hey, good evening, Alec and the net. Here is Kilo India 0, Kilo November, James Loveland with one announcement.
No traffic.
Good evening to the net. Kilo 8 Golf Echo Echo, Jerry in Fort Collins with no traffic.
Okay, I got quite a few there. N7GES, Kevin, KI0KN, James, N0EMP, Greg, and Jerry for K8GEE. Any other board members like to check in tonight? Please call now. And Kevin, I do have you marked as traffic.
And I doubled with Greg there, Alec, but KI0KN has traffic as well.
Okay, got you marked down with traffic as well there, James. Thank you for that. Any other club board members like to check in at this time? Please call now. Okay, hearing none. I will now take check-ins from General Club membership. General Club membership, Alpha through Zulu. Please call now.
Kilo 5, Bravo,
India,
Bravo, Charlie, K5,
Mark,
BBC,
in Loveland, no traffic.
there. I got K5BBC and W2MIC. No traffic on any of those. Anybody else like to check in? General Club membership, Alpha Zulu, please call now.
This is Kilo Echo Zero, Lima Charlie Kilo, KE0LCK, the other bike from Windsor.
And we have network recognized KE0LCK, Mike, and the other Mike from Windsor. Let's open this up now. I'll take check-ins from General Club membership, board members, non-members, it doesn't matter. Alpha Zulu, please call now. Alright, hearing none. Okay, we'll move on here. Darren, I know you did not indicate during check-in, but do you have any traffic for us tonight, KC0ZIE?
Well, since Kevin checked in, I'm assuming that he's going to take care of the traffic that I would have had. So I will send it back to you, KC0ZIE.
W0DDZ, do you have anything for the net tonight there, Dave?
I do not. I believe that the other people have everything covered. W0DDZ.
Okay, thank you, Dave. Just want to double check. Let's roll down here to Kevin and 7GES. Go ahead with your announcements.
Okay, thank you, Alec. Two things, both for tomorrow evening. First of all, again, I want to invite everybody to the Simplex Net at 7:30 in the evening on 147.42. We have a good group there. It's interesting. It's experimental. It's informative. If you haven't tried Simplex, you really should. It does way more than you expect. It's slightly different, but it still works very well. So do please consider joining us. Let me reset. Tomorrow evening we're also running a remote net for the Aries net at 7 p.m. Tomorrow we're running it in Berthoud at Pioneer Park. You can get there from East Indiana Avenue, or East Indiana parking lot into East Indiana. I'm sorry, East Indiana Avenue into the parking lot, and it's 2 blocks east of the traffic circle. I really would like a new person to try net control there. Somebody that hasn't done it before, because it's great experience and a great place to learn to do a net control, and it's something that you should at least know how to do, have some experience at, in case you're needed for that purpose. please consider coming so you know what setting up for a remote net is all about. And consider being in net control if you haven't ever tried it before. You'll have people around to help you out with it. Let me reset. I also need to put out my shameless request that I'm hoping that somebody from Fort Collins is going so that I can ride along and be there, since I don't drive. N7GES. I'll be here for the duration of the net.
Okay, thank you for that, Kevin. And yes, the Simplex Net is very informative, and you learn a lot. I highly recommend it. And as far as the remote nets, give it a shot. I did, and now I am kind of addicted to running them. So it can be a good thing, or it can be a bad thing. But give it a shot. I highly recommend it. Thanks for that, Kevin. KI0KN, James, you had some traffic for the net this evening.
Yeah, thanks very much, Alec. Good evening to all. I've got two announcements, actually an announcement and a request. The first announcement is just a reminder that this coming weekend, which, yes, it is field day, we will also be using, or the Bike MS event that I'm running will be using this repeater and the 447 750 that it's linked to. Those will be our primary comm repeaters for the weekend. So about 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. both Saturday and Sunday, the event will be taking place on these repeaters. I encourage anyone that wants to have a listen to listen. Casual traffic on the repeater is still allowed, but if you do use it, please leave big gaps for us in case we have a medical or emergency situation. Let me reset here. And on that same note, this is going to be a last-minute plea for help. I've had one cancellation and one person I had to move around to get another spot covered, so I am short one operator for Saturday only. The operational time is 8:30 to 3:30, 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. However, it may not go as late as 3:30 p.m. and the location is the Buckhorn Community Church at Masonville, right at the T up there. I've got one operator there. I need another fixed operator to run that rest stop, and some of the benefits are your bright orange volunteer t-shirt that everybody loves. You get to snack on the rest stop snacks, and you will get a wristband to come down and get a beer at CSU after the event is over, and dinner there. So if anybody's interested in helping out and being a secondary stationary operator up there, please shoot me an email, techchair, TECHCHAIR, at NCARC.net. Let me stop there for a minute and see if there's any questions. Okay, well, if I get any volunteers for that, you basically will need almost nothing, including experience. So we can provide equipment. If you do have equipment, nothing more than a mobile and or an HT will do fine from that location, and it's all run on 70-centimeter repeaters. So if you're interested in breaking away from field day or doing something besides and like to help out, we'd very much appreciate the help. With that, that's all I had this evening. Thanks, Alec, and great job on the net. KI0KN, back to you.
Thank you for that, James. Are there any late check-ins for board members? Are there any board members wish to check in late at this time? Do any stations have any questions for the NCARC board at this time? Please call now. Hearing none, are there any stations with announcements for the net this evening? Okay, hearing none, I do have a quick little announcement that I was hoping UGK would be in here to make it, but he's not here. Those who are headed to field day and need assistance in location or getting to the field out in Nunn, we will be using the 147 triple aught repeater, the Ward repeater, for that purpose. I do believe it's negative offset and or is it positive offset? I don't remember right at this time. Sorry about that. But 100 hertz tone. So 147 triple aught machine will be used for guidance into the field day location. Other than that, hold on one second. Okay, this is Kilo Zero Alpha Bravo Kilo with Northern Colorado Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net. We have now reached the gear swap portion of the net. Are there any stations with equipment to sell? Stations looking for a piece of equipment, something they gotta get rid of or something they just have to have? Please call now.
NYY.
NYY, go ahead, Bart.
Thank you, Alec. I do not have equipment to sell. However, the 147 repeater is a positive offset, and you can remember that by 7 up. Almost always, if the frequency is 147 or higher, it'll be a positive offset. If it's below 147, it'll be a negative offset. Most of the time, there are exceptions. N0NYY.
And thank you for that clarification there, Bart. Yeah, I just couldn't read my notes here. Kind of wrote it down in a hurry. Yeah, thank you for that correction. Are there any stations with equipment to sell or stations looking for a piece of equipment? Please call now.
7GES.
W0DAS.
DAS, I got you in there, but Kevin was first, so N7GS, go ahead.
Thank you. My church has several rolls of 75 ohm coax with the typical television, I believe, F connectors. I'm not sure if they're 25 or 50 foot. They're probably more like 50 foot rolls, and some other 75 ohm coax as well. You know, for a donation, I think that would be all that would be required. So contact me after net or something if you're interested in that sort of thing, and we'll see if we can get you set up. Thank you. Again, that is 75 ohm coax.
anybody have any interest in that for Kevin this evening? Okay, hearing none, W0DAS, go ahead with your item.
Yeah, thanks, Alec. This is W0DAS, and I recently upgraded my HF rig, and so I have the same rig that I mentioned last week. I have a Yaesu FT450D. It is an HF rig and 6 meters. A little bit of the VHF, and very nice rig. I used it for 3 years, but like I said, I upgraded. So if anybody's looking for a rig that is a good entry rig to HF, and a lot of people swear by them, I just don't want to collect radios, so I'd like to turn it into something different. And so if you're interested, please send me an email, and that would be Whiskey Zero Delta Alpha Sierra at NCARC.net, and we can go from there. Back to you, Alec, W0DAS.
Thank you for that. Does anybody have any questions while we have them in the net for DAS? Please call now. Okay, hearing none. Let's see, this is Kilo Zero Alpha Bravo Kilo with Northern Colorado Amateur Radio Club Net. Does any stations have a special topic they would like to discuss with the net this evening? Okay, hearing none. This is Kilo Zero Alpha Bravo Kilo for Northern Colorado Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net. Are there any late check-ins, comments, questions, or any other discussions before we close the net this evening?
Kilo Delta Zero Quebec Bravo Michael in Windsor, late check-in.
Mike, could you come with your last 3 of your call there? I didn't quite catch that, sorry.
It was Quebec Bravo Mike.
Okay, got you in there. Yeah, sorry. Hand doesn't write that quick anymore. Thanks for checking in. Is there anybody else who would have any late check-ins? Please call now. Okay, hearing none, then this concludes Northern Colorado Amateur Radio Club Net. Net Control would like to thank each station for their participation in this net. This net will occur next Wednesday at the same time on this repeater. The repeater is open for general use. This is Kilo Zero Alpha Bravo Kilo 73, and everybody have a safe night.
This presentation was brought to you by the Northern Colorado Amateur Radio Club. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.